Hey guys, it's your girl Samantha here. I wanted to talk about critical race theory or CRT. And I just keep hearing or seeing ignorant comments on Twitter about CRT from black people, I guess slash ADOS. And I don't know why African Americans like ADOS, we never do our own research. We just fly. We're very emotional people. So critical race theory, or CRT, is a framework of analysis and an academic movement of civil rights scholars and activists, which means these people are typically going to be black, who seek to examine the intersection of race and law in the United States and to challenge mainstream American liberal approaches to racial justice. So, people who think it's just teaching slavery have not done their research. And what I'm probably most sick of is every ADOS person assuming that you're not teaching your kids their history because you want everyone to learn the true history of America. Now, we want people to learn the true history, and we want people to learn the truth about America's society, their laws, what we live in every single day. So, as we see, black people really don't, or ADOS, we really don't have a lot of power because we don't have money, we don't have reparations. So, sitting there teaching your children about CRT is going to do absolutely nothing. It's just going to create a bunch of angry black children because ADOS is just, not even just ADOS, but black people we struggle to get on the same agenda. Even now, I'm on Twitter, I see people calling themselves freedmen. I see people calling themselves DOAS. Of course, we call ourselves ADOS, so everyone's calling themselves something different. So who cares if you're a black child and my black child, every black child in America knows that we are living still in this oppression, or even if they just know the history of our people. What does that have to do with people who aren't black? The white people who run the country, the Asians, the Italians, the Mexicans, the Nigerians, like everyone who's black immigrants that come over here, just all the immigrants that come over here, because like they say, America's a nation of immigrants except for ADOS. So I don't understand why we always find the wrong things to fight on and why people just won't do their research and just get behind something. We're very critical of everything, and it's to our own detriment. My main focus right now, and it's been an uphill battle, is reparations. CRT is something that to me is a no-brainer, that yes, we need to be teaching all the children from K through 12 in America that racism is a systemic, institutionalized thing. It is still occurring to ADOS and just black people in general, people who look like ADOS. This is still happening. And if these children do not learn this truth, history will repeat itself. They will grow up to continue to discriminate against ADOS and other black people. As far as like home loans, approving people for home loans, police brutality, racial profiling, wondering why we need police reform. We have stupid people talking about this is what you get for wanting to defund the police. And it's like, again, ADOS people, black people, we don't even know what the defund police means. It means police reform. It doesn't mean get rid of the police. If we wanted to say abolish the police, we would have said abolish the police. I don't know why they chose the words defund, but it basically to me means take some of the funding, because the police force has more funding than our military. I mean, they have way too much going on for them to be just basically regulating regular citizens. They have armored cars, and they're dressed like they're military soldiers on the streets. It's just extremely intimidating and a bit much. And I probably would not really say this is a huge deal if all the other programs, social programs in those communities, in our communities, had adequate funding, which they don't. So if I'm having like a mental health crisis, I have a whole cop with a gun on the side of his hip and a nightstick showing up at my door, scaring my children. I would not want that. I want a social worker or a psychiatrist or a psychologist, like someone who is qualified and educated in the area of mental health. That is not police. That is not their job. That is not what they're trained to do. So again, people just not wanting to do their research, even though they have a phone, a computer in their pocket, literally, and at their fingertips at any given time. They don't want to do the research. They just want to blather away. And these things, when ADOS doesn't do their full research and get on the same accord, this is why we cannot accomplish anything, because we're never a united front. We're always all over the place. And until we can get organized and find one agenda that we are fighting for and do our own research, because you're saying to teach your children and you guys won't even teach yourselves about what some of these concepts are. So I'm concerned highly, like, what are you teaching your children? But again, like I said, until ADOS peoples and even just black immigrants are willing to actually educate themselves, how are you educating your children? How are you educating our youth? What is going to be different if you're just educating one group of children and the majority of the groups of children get to just run around completely racially ignorant as to what African Americans or ADOS goes through? Especially the people who are actually going to grow up and go on to be in power, which is usually going to be every lighter race that's not ADOS. So it could be even the black immigrants, as we see, are taking leadership roles in politics, in our movies, etc. And so they have this high influence on our daily lives, and we're sitting here saying all these people don't need to know about racism, and that it is a systemic issue, and that it is embedded within the American way of life. That's ignorance. And I'm not surprised, like I'll keep saying this, I am not surprised that once more ADOS has no clue what to fight for. We cannot get on the same accord. And that is why we still don't have reparations and everyone else does. So let me know what you guys think about this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Make sure to like, share, subscribe, and take care of yourselves. Peace.